Welcome to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, home of the 2014 Allstate Sugar Bowl LHSAA Prep Classic, presented to you by NOLA.com, the Times-Picayune. Jerit, welcome to the Class 5A show.
Thanks for having me.
Let's get to it. We've talked about those other four games when a lot of them were games that we saw last year. The 1A, the 2A game. 3A's got Livonia in it. 4A's got Neville, who's been here time and time again over the last 5-6 years. Talk to us about this game here, this Acadiana-Destrehan game. Acadiana was here last year. They won it. Destrehan's kind of seeking a little bit of revenge. They lost to Acadiana last year. So give the folks a little information on this game.
Yeah, that was a semifinal matchup last year. Acadiana obviously got the best of it. Comes here and puts up video game numbers, 77 points against Parkway, on its way to a state championship. And really, Acadiana makes me nervous in terms of you're going to ask me to make a prediction, and I had them as my probably #1 team in the state to start the year. They run into some issues with turnovers and whatnot and start kind of dropping them down the rankings. And then they make a switch at quarterback late in the season, and now they've looked as strong as anyone as a 15 seed, easily the lowest seed to make a state championship this year, run right back to the Superdome, and you know what to make of that. Destrehan, a team that hasn't been here in a few years, but certainly has a tradition of being a football power, fall short in the semifinals last year. They're back. They've had some kind of quarterback mix-up as well, but both teams have really looked fantastic on their way to get here.
Talk to us about a couple of those players from each team. Destrehan obviously stacked with just offensive weapons, much like Warren Eastern in 4A. But talk to us about the Acadiana players that are going to be back from that title run last year.
Brykeith Mouton, the tight end, is a guy that is well known to LSU recruiting fans. He's a big name that's back from last year's team. He'll block the heck out of anybody, and then as soon as you kind of fall asleep, they might be able to get him the ball and get a big gain in the passing game. Kevin Moore is that middle linebacker that took over late in the regular season and has fueled this playoff run with his ability to just kind of run the offense, take care of the ball, not give away easy turnovers, which had been some kind of out of characteristic for Acadiana mistakes that they've cleaned up. So those are two guys to watch, and I mean that list can go on. On the flip side of things, Marquise Darrensburg is the young quarterback that started this season, and he might still see some action there. He's going to play in the secondary as well. And Cohen Grenier is the guy that has taken over the bulk of that role, though. And really, whoever you give the snaps to, there are weapons everywhere for Destrehan. Will Matthews is a guy that's run extremely well throughout the season, and then there's that slew of wide receivers. Kirk Merritt's a guy that, again, recruiting fans know. Alfred Smith, a guy. You said Alfred Tarzan?
Apparently they call him Tarzan. You'll see. I don't know if you've ever seen his hair or not, but you'll see on Saturday.
Yeah, and I think everyone's going to see all of those guys. Maybe not so much their hair unless someone's winning and pulls their helmet off after the game or something, but those are going to be names that people here are going to have a chance to hear quite a bit of.
And we talked about all these offensive weapons, and it really doesn't matter who's at quarterback because of the talent that Destrehan has around the team. But will the Acadiana defense be able to stop them?
I think that both defenses will have their moments where they slow down pretty potent offenses that will be attacking them in very different ways throughout the game. I'm going to go with my preseason pick now that they've cleaned up some of those turnovers and stick with Acadiana to repeat. But again, this could go either way, and I wouldn't be surprised if Destrehan pulls it off. But I'll stick with the Wrecking Rams at playoff time.
We'll see if you're right. Saturday was the final game of the Prep Classic. Be sure to check out NOLA.com for all of our preview content, and then of course check out the site for gamers, video interviews, a bunch of content after the 2 games on Friday, and then after the 3 games on Saturday. That's Jerit Roser taking off. I'm Julie Boudwin for NOLA.com. Thanks for watching.